Hello, ladies and gents. Welcome to episode 191 of the FAB and Fearless Business Booster Shot Show. My name is Yinka. I'm a business strategist, a coach, a speaker, and an incoming author. And I support women to create wealth in and through their businesses by helping them to focus on what matters most for the business, which is cash flow and strategy, and what matters most for the business owner, which is mindset and habits. It is both my pleasure and privilege to welcome you to this 191st episode of the show. I can't believe it. Where each week at 1:30 p.m. UK time on a Wednesday, I come to you with a short, sharp shot to boost both you and your business with one powerful truth and one actionable tip. So if you can see and hear me over on LinkedIn and Facebook or YouTube, jump into the chat, come and say hello, and let us get this party started. Shout out to the fabulous Stacey Hassan, who has just dropped me a note over from YouTube to let me know that she can see me live and direct. Thank you so much for letting me know also that LinkedIn has just got started. I am having such a tech snafu day. It's not even a joke how many things have gone wrong on the tech this morning. So I'm just really glad that you can see and hear me right now. I'm really excited to share today's topic with you, which is called an upgrade to your fastest path to cash. So just ahead of us doing that, I just want to take a moment to check in on how you are doing, ladies and gents. It is a very challenging time and in the world, across the world. And I am just minded of how how as much as we continue and persist and choose to move forward and keep going, the fact is that these are very challenging times. These are difficult times right now. And I don't want to act as though that everything is gone and nothing is happening anywhere else. I have clients, I have friends, family across the Middle East impacted by recent events, and I'm sure that you have too. And so I, first of all, want to check in and see how you are doing. Please let me know that on a scale of 1 to 10. But two is I also really want to be sure that I'm reading the room because these are challenging days. These are challenging days. And as I said before, such is the nature of the world. There are always challenging days. However, these challenging days seem to also be touching us. And so I just really want to be conscious and cognizant of that. If for those of you who are navigating these volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous times, I send you love. You are all in my thoughts and prayers. And I just really want to be conscious of all that is ongoing at this time. And it really does make today's message even more potent, I would say, because it is in these times that we need to get really strong and really effective at these muscles around calling in cash quickly, calling it in effectively. And so what I'm going to hopefully be doing today is sharing the insight with you that really brings that to fruition. Ladies, scale of 1 to 10, let me know how you are doing. And also feel free, tag a friend if you know a woman in business who does incredible work and would definitely benefit from hearing more about the fastest path to cash and the upgrade that is so shared. Please tag her in so that if she is around, she can join us now. And if she is not, then she can join team #replay. So one of the things that yes, thank you, Stacey. You said I fight despair with action, about a 7 today. I feel that. I that entire comment is a definite and powerful commentary on where we are at. And 7 is as strong a score as we can have right now, and I definitely respect that, Sharon. Thank you very much for sharing. Over on LinkedIn, you're at a 6. Yeah, I would say I was probably about a 6 or 7 as well. And one of the things, well, the first thing I want to share ahead of talking about the topic is how important it is not to think that the intention in any of the things that we're doing is to go from the number that we're at, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, wherever, and think that we're going to swing straight to a 10. That is never the goal. The goal is never to go from like low to high. I think there is something to be said, and one of my friend and clients, shout out to Jill Kim, she talks really powerfully about the importance and purpose of going to neutral first. So the intention isn't to go from like a 6 to 10 or a 7 to a 10. The purpose is to first get back on even keel. And so wherever you are today, as I said, it is always my intention that we uptick that number, but the intention isn't to take you off the chart or like 70, 75 out of 10. We take it for what it is, and we take a more circumspect approach to really support sustainable increases. So, as I said, what I wanted to talk about today is your fastest path to cash. Now, as I said before, this is so important. This is an important concept to understand. This is an important idea to be aware of, and it is also an important skill to be incredibly effective in. It is really, really important to understand just how powerful the understanding and the effectiveness around the fastest path to cash is. Those of you who have spent any time in my spaces will know the statistics I share often, that 95% of businesses go out of business in 5 years, 90% of businesses go out of business in 5 years or less. And we know that 100% of businesses that go out involuntarily do so because of cash flow. And so we know that this is one of those skills and one of those places that this particular area is a matter of not only, whether we are doing well or, things are easy or hard. This is a function of business survival. It is a foundation of business survival, and then it gets to be part and parcel of how we continue and build that support. And so it is with that in mind, I wanted to, I have shared so many different things in relation to helping people understand their fastest path to cash. Shout out to the 20-minute cash creation protocol that I have created, shared. It is available. You can grab yourself a copy at any time. And that is available. That shares those 7 proximity points when it comes to thinking about how to call cash into your business today. And the reason I wanted to say this is because we get very focused on what we need to do in order to bring the cash in. But an upgrade, when we're thinking about our fastest path to cash, yes, is in what we do, but is also in who we be. And so the one, normally I'd make you guess. Normally we'd have a bit of fun. I'm not really in the guessing game at the moment. So what I will do, and thank you, Ashley Kuto, for sharing your insights here. Ashley shares so many entrepreneurs never approach it thoughtfully or strategically, and it ends up being a massive source of chaos and overwhelm for them. Absolutely. This affects everything from their business growth to their mental health. It is so, so powerful to remember how important this fastest path to cash actually is. And so the word, I would love for you to drop it in the comments where, in just a moment, the fastest path to cash, or your upgrade in terms of your fastest path to cash, comes from one word that begins with C and is simply clarity. Clarity is the upgrade to your fastest path to cash. Now, you might hear that and say, yeah, well, that makes sense. But what I wanted to do today is really share just how applicable and how effective clarity is in all areas. So when it comes to clarity, the first set of or area in which clarity is so powerful is around the market's understanding of your positioning, your values, your authority. So that is the clarity of your brand positioning and authority. Giving the market the opportunity to be clear on that is so incredibly important. People have decided they're going to work with you long before you ever understand or have any wind of them being around you. So, the clarity of your authority, your brand positioning, and your values is one area that really does accelerate your cash flow. And so, the opportunity that we have in that particular instance is to support helping the market understand what you stand for, what you stand against, who you are for, who you are against, who is the villain in your marketplace, where do you put your stake in the ground, and what is it that you wholeheartedly believe in. That clarity, even when you are not selling for offers for cash, that clarity gives real accelerating power, because people make decisions on whether you're the kind of person they want to do business with. Yours are the kind of values that they want to engage with. Yours is the space or the place that they want to grow into, who they want to become in their next iteration. And so clarity of about you is incredibly important. But clarity goes deeper in terms of the cash flow acceleration, because they also need clarity. Interestingly enough, clarity around the offer is incredibly important. And I definitely celebrate the one powerful truth that reminds us that clarity is kindness. And so, yes, we want to make sure that our offers are clear. But what is even more important, because as I often say, and this isn't a statement that I make, this is a truism that is shared repeatedly, that when it comes to the things that you're offering, what it is that you do, nobody cares about your offer. Everyone cares about themselves. And so the clarity that really does help to upgrade when it comes to your fastest path to cash is clarity on who they get to become, or they get to see themselves as, or who they their new identity, their new iteration. What transformation is on offer in what it is you have to share? They need real clarity on that, because they need to make a decision on as to whether they buy into that idea, whether that is for them, whether that's something that is important or interesting, or what they want to focus on. And so clarity around you and clarity around themselves, those two, through the bridge of clarity on, the mechanism, the offer, what it is that how you're going to get them from where they are now to where they want to be. But it's clarity in those three areas that really do provide that upgrade to that fastest path to cash. If people are not clear how life will be different, what it is you are making the promise of, how it is you are seeking to support them in who and how they want to know themselves, then cash will always be slower. That will cause friction. The confused mind says no. So if anyone is confused about any of those three areas, if they're confused about you, if they're confused about themselves, or if they are and when I say themselves, I mean themselves in the context of your offer. And if they're confused about the how of how you take them from where they are now to where they want to be, then not only may cash be slower, but it might stop altogether. And so what I am sharing here is just a reminder that in a world that wants to make everything complex, simple sells, simple scales, simple is queen. You want it simple. In the absence of any other direction, you want to keep it simple. You want to make sure that clarity is the watchword that you are focused on. Hey, Vita, it is so good to see you. Vita said in her comment, clarity is so huge. I love that word, Yinka. Without it, every day is an aimless search for revenue generation. Absolutely. And absolutely nobody wants that. The fact is that so much of the friction that is being caused in terms of you calling that cash in is the fact that there is a lack of clarity in one of those three areas. They're not really sure about you. They're not really sure about how you are going to help them be who they want to be, show up how they want to show up, create what they want to create. And they're not really sure about your method, plan, or mechanism. Hey, Jackie, lovely to see you too. And so that lack of clarity is causing slowness, it's causing friction, it's causing delay. And I don't know about you, but I do not like it when people are delayed on my cash. And so that is the upgrade, ladies and gents. Clarity. If you are finding that the cash is not coming in at the speed that you want, in the frequency that you want, then I encourage you to look at clarity in them understanding you, them understanding themselves, and them understanding your bridge. Your bridge between where they are now and where they want to be. Clarity is one of those incredibly powerful, it's almost understated. And people, talk about your messaging all the time. And we come up with all these fancy words and the need for all these different things. But actually, clarity, as I said, is kindness. That is the one powerful truth I want to really reiterate to you today. If you can do anything to support your audience, to get to know you and your offers better, it is to create clarity. Let them be very clear. Let them be clear in all ways. Let them be clear that they're the person you're looking for. Let the other group of people be clear that you are not the person they're looking for. That you are not their person. You are not their coach. For those of you who are on Facebook and watching me on Facebook, hello. And I want to give an example here. At the pinned comment on my Facebook profile talks about the fact that I am not about inclusivity. Everyone is not welcome here. Now, I know that that's a very controversial notion, but honestly, it is, and what I go on to explain in that post is the kinds of people who don't work well with me. Now, this is not because they're bad people. I have no judgment for them, but it means that we are not aligned and we are not a match. I work very well with certain types of people and I don't work as well with others. And so that post goes on to share in very clear terms the kinds of people that I don't work well with. If you are this kind of person, I'm not the right person for you. If you're that kind of person, I'm not the right person for you. And this is something that we need to be very clear about, that the purpose of what we are seeking to do is not only to attract the people we want, but we are also seeking to repel and polarize those who are not for us. Hey, Francesca from Italy, thank you so much for joining live today. It's exciting to have you here with us. The purpose of your marketing is not to call everybody in. The purpose of your marketing is to distinguish between those who are for you and those who are not. And so good marketing attracts the right people. Great marketing attracts the right people and repels those who are not the right fit, which means that they would need to have an understanding of what that fit looks like. And so it is so important. Clarity is one of those things. It's interesting. So I'm going to be talking about this even more in just a few moments. Clarity is one of those really overlooked secret weapons when it comes to your fastest path to cash. Because clarity is what helps people understand. Clarity is what helps people to really wrangle their desire. Clarity is what helps people to make a decision. Clarity does the work at every single point of the journey. So make no mistake how important it is and how fantastic it is for you when you decide that you are going to focus on this and make this something you excel in, how powerful it gets to be across every stage of the journey. And so my one actionable tip for you today, ladies and gents, is to have a look at one area. One specific area, and that can be anything. It can be your LinkedIn or Facebook banner. It can be your last Facebook or YouTube post. It could be your video. It could be a comment. It can be anything. It could be a landing page. And I want you to look at it through the lens of clarity. Is it clear what you are seeking to say? Now, I totally respect that, as with many things, we kind of get blind to our own words. So it's very easy for us to write something and then for someone else to read it and then for them to go, "What are you talking about?" And for you not to be able to get that sense of blindness. It makes sense to you because you can see not only the words on the page, you can also see the words in your own mind and the lens through which you are looking at things. But I want you to have a look at something, the last post you did, a landing page, the last comment you made, and I want you to look at it through the lens of clarity. Were you clear about the purpose that you set for that communication? Is the method that you used, has it been clear in communicating the purpose that you set out with? Because ultimately, when it comes to cash, money loves speed, money loves ease. And when it comes to speed and ease, clarity is what the absolute linchpin that creates speed and ease. If I don't understand it, friction. If I have to think about it too much, friction. If it's too cerebral, I don't really get it, friction. And so take one thing, one comment, one post, your headline, your banner, anything, and ask yourself, is this clear? Ask a friend, ask a client, ask somebody else if you don't trust yourself to be able to see it yourself. Look at it through the lens of clarity. If I hand you something and you read it and then I need to explain it to you, then it could be clearer. And so you want to make sure that the things that you are doing to bring cash into your world are clear. It's clear in the three areas that I shared, and it's also clear to be communicated to the other party without you being there to explain. But honestly, clarity will change everything as it relates to you being able to bring in cash, you being able to serve your clients, you being able to communicate your message in those three areas and beyond. Clear is kind, clarity is kindness is our one powerful truth today. And I hope that I have made myself clear. See what I did there? Okay, cool. Right. That is everything I wanted to share with you today. Thank you so, so much for joining me live. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments. Let me know anything that you would like me to expand on. I'm really happy to do that, although I hope I made myself clear. If you know that you are having issues around the clarity piece, and we are not already working together in spaces, then please feel free. Slide into my DMs. The word you want is clear. And I'd be happy to share a bit more about how the work that I do in my accelerators, academies, across my various offers really does put this into play to really accelerate and support the generation of that cash for you. Just picking up the final few comments here. Vita says, I asked a few people recently to review a landing page I'm working on, and they had no idea what I was on about. And these are people who know what I do. Exactly that. Vita, thank you so much for sharing that. It happens to the best of us. We get blindness around our own insights. And so getting the opportunity for other eyes, other insights, other perspectives is so helpful to really support that clarity. Hey, Jackie, so good to see you. Thank you so much for joining me. Miss your face, awesome lady, but thank you so much for joining me live. Right, ladies and gents, I am running away. So clarity is kindness is our one powerful truth today. If you want support and clarity around that cash flow, slide into my DMs or drop the word clear in the comments, and I will follow up after this broadcast. Take care. Have a beautiful rest of your day. I will see you all in the spaces. Take care. Bye-bye.